line.
Okay.
So how does one balance the desire of sleep and how does one break it in?
I mean, sleep is very important. People that are sleep deprivation is a torture. It's a form of torture. And people will go into psychotic states after maybe 5 or 6 days without sleep. They'll go into a psychotic state. And the reason for that is that sleep, you know, Ibn Arabi says sleep is to the soul what food is to the body. And we know now that sleep is not, your metabolism is basically working at the same level when you're asleep as it is when you're sitting or lying down awake. So what is sleep? Sleep is the soul's need to leave the dunya for a period of time, because we're aliens here. This is not our natural abode. So the waking state is like being fish out of water. So we do our work, you know, we're like amphibians. Like we're here, but we have to go back into the water. And that water is the consciousness that happens in sleep. And that's why you feel so refreshed after sleep. Your soul is refreshed. It's not your body. It's the soul. So sleep is really important. And people need different levels of sleep. Even in life, I mean, one of the things as you get older, people think old people, you know, can't sleep because they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be doing ibadah. The older you get, the more ibadah you should be doing. It's just natural. And that's why in the Muslim world, old people know what to do with insomnia. You know, they do tahajjud and they read Quran and they do things that are appropriate for their age. Because you dry out. You know, babies sleep a lot. They're like cats. Because cats are, you know, they say that's one of the things about cats. They're more spiritual than dogs. They have to sleep all the time. So babies are very wet and moist. And as you dry out through life, you're going to need less sleep as you get older. But people, Shaykh Abdullah bin Bayya told me, be careful of not sleeping. Because he said he actually harmed his health when he was young because he didn't sleep a lot. He just had such high himmah. And children hate to go to sleep because their consciousness is, they're new here. So it's like, I'm going to miss something, right? They want to stay awake. They fight sleep. When we get older, it's the opposite. We're like, I got to get out of here. I need a nap. So, you know, I would be careful. But during Ramadan, we should be sleeping less. Yeah. And Sayyidina Ali's dua was, وَرَضِّينِي بِيَسِيرٍ مِنَ النَّوْمِ. You know, Allahumma hilla alayna bila asqam wal faragh min al-amal. Like, enable us to pray Ramadan free of illness and free of preoccupations and content us with less sleep. So Ramadan is a good time, you know, but don't overdo it to where you're going to get sick. You have to sleep. But sleep is very important.
So today with regards to...
Demons don't nap either, you know. The Prophet ﷺ said, قِيلُوا بِإِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ لَا يَقِيلُونَ. Take naps because the demons don't nap. Go ahead.
Today with regards to psychiatry, people create labels for all behavioral patterns. Should we be using these patterns?
Yeah, I mean, you know, psychiatry is, we have a whole tradition of the study of the psyche, right? Psyche is soul. And so psychology is the study of the human soul, traditionally. And this really, for us, this is very deep psychology. I mean, he's giving us psychology. In terms of illnesses, we're living in an age of a lot of mental imbalance, but we're also living in a kind of psychological, you know, psychiatric period where everything's labeled. So everything, oh, he's got narcissistic personality disorder. You know, everybody's got, you know, they all have all these labels. And I think we have to be careful about being too quick to relegate people to mental illness. In Islam, it's very hard to prove mental illness in criminal cases. Because if people act rationally in any way, then they're seen as having basic sanity. I mean, if somebody plans shooting up a school, you can say it's mental illness, but they plan to do something very heinous, so they're just a human demon. And why there are human demons, God only knows. I mean, it's just not for us to penetrate that mystery. But there are human demons. And they're out there, and there's people, they're under like a demonic possession. It's pretty clear. I mean, just look at them. They scream and yell, and it's amazing. You know, triggered, like they can't, people, we should be able just to have a conversation about something. But there's people that can't. They can't sit. And then they're very troubled by people of piety and people of spirit. They're very troubled by them. So they react when they see any forms of piety, which is a proof that they're under demonic yatawallonahu. I mean, Allah says that they have taken Iblis as their ally.